The year was 1866. Javier Becksler, an industrialist miner, was contemplating his life. He wanted more, and he believed in the supernatural. Inside of his mind, that's where he discovered something that changed his whole life. Javier had always been a curious man, but up until now, he had no proof. Some men were musicians, other men lawnmowers, but Javier Becksler found his fortune in the gold mines of Palermo, Italy. Once he immigrated to America, that's where he would establish his new life. He found goblin ruins inside of his golden mines in Orlando, Florida. And ever since that day, he confirmed what he knew to be true, that goblins are real. But unfortunately, Mr. Becksler quite literally did not take heed to the writing on the wall. He continued to build his home on top of the sacred goblin ruins, which was one of the worst mistakes he'd make of his life. As he examined his home, he noticed marks, strange phenomena that could only point to one reasonable solution: that someone or something was within his house, and he was not alone in the dark or in the mines. He knew that something else was there. Thus, he went to the local shaman and asked for answers to what he wanted to know. The shaman reluctantly agreed to do the goblin cleansing ritual, but alas, something went wrong. There were no more blessings in Mr. Becksler's life. Even though he had paid the shaman, something went amiss. Something was miscalculated. Something more sinister. The goblin spirit miraculously took over the shaman's body, and thus a goblin was formed. Instead of calling the grass masters to come and fell this terrible beast, Mr. Becksler became enamored with it. Several times he tried to contact it and to speak with it, and even though the goblin was always hostile, Mr. Becksler never gave up. He tried and tried to tame the creature, but alas, as it is known now, and unknown to Mr. Becksler, goblins are no thing to be trifled with. Mr. Becksler was optimistic about his future. As he peered out on his terrace, he knew not of the trouble that stirred in the shadows. The goblin was never his friend, and he would be betrayed for the very last time. He was slain. The goblin destroyed him, but that was not the end of his tricks. The goblin took the form of Mr. Becksler, and none were the wiser. As he walked off into the night, he thought of how he could conceal his tracks. He could hide the truth from the world, and that no one would ever be the wiser. And he was successful for 400 years. Hello, Jawman fans. I hope you enjoyed that little show we just did. And the moral of the story is, goblins are real, and if you don't believe that, you're gonna be done.